It goes back to like people just like attacking Jake Paul and like wanting to see me fail.
This is a straight up AJ versus Jake Paul. Then we all know what should happen. This is a 1 round job.
What I'm saying is, he's a soft touch. He's waiting to get knocked out.
I mean, that's his job. And it's no different going into this fight. Like,
Jake Paul completely broke down on camera, leaving fans stunned. His tears erupted after real boxing analysts exposed him, proving effort can't match true skill. In comparison to Anthony Joshua's talent, viewers watched his confidence crumble instantly and dramatically.
But it's just like so annoying. It's like, why am I giving, like, not only did I spend like my time.
Jake Paul keeps trying to boost his confidence with laser tag stories, but it doesn't change how outclassed he truly is. Anthony Joshua is a real professional with elite skill and terrifying power, and no trick or online bravado can prepare Paul for the reality waiting inside the ring.
In laser tag, when we first met in Dubai, he didn't see me coming. I was popping around the corners, shooting him non-stop, eliminated him multiple times, and that's because I'm tricky, I'm sneaky, and I'm fast.
Duke McKenzie makes it clear that Jake Paul is walking straight into danger. He can talk endlessly, but Anthony Joshua's skill, strength, and experience turn Paul's bravado into nothing. Fans know this isn't just a matchup, it's a looming disaster for Paul, who risks being exposed and badly punished by a true boxing champion.
Jake Paul is in danger, serious danger. I know you've heard it all before, but I could just reiterate what everybody else is saying. He's in serious danger of being seriously hurt.
John Fury stresses the complete mismatch between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. The level of skill, power, and experience Joshua brings makes any doubt laughable. Fans know Paul has zero chance against a real champion. Even suggesting he could survive is absurd, highlighting the massive gap between a YouTuber and a true heavyweight legend.
They can't, Anthony Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with his dick. So if it goes any other way, yeah.
Tom Little highlights the obvious truth. Jake Paul is totally unproven against a heavyweight like Anthony Joshua. Paul may have some skills, but Joshua's power, experience, and technique create a challenge on a completely different level. Fans already expect Paul to struggle badly and possibly break under the pressure of facing a true world-class champion in the ring.
And he can't fight. I'm not saying he's rubbish, I'm not saying he's useless, but we will see how good he is. And if I'm right in what I'm saying, he'll quit.
Carl Froch is exposing the limits of Jake Paul, who has never shared a ring with a heavyweight and has already fallen to fighters nowhere near Anthony Joshua's level. Fans can see how absurd it is to treat Paul as a real threat. Joshua's dominance makes the mismatch obvious, highlighting how little credibility Paul has as a professional boxer.
Punching heavyweight, and fake Paul's never been in with a heavyweight. Like I said earlier, he lost to Tommy Fury, a cruiserweight. He lost to him. Tommy Fury's not even British level. So you can't chuck fake Paul in with Anthony Joshua and take it serious. Well, I can't anyway.
Derek Chisora is warning everyone about what will happen if Jake Paul steps in with Anthony Joshua. Paul simply doesn't have the power, experience, or skill to stand against a true heavyweight champion. Fans expect a brutal outcome, predicting Paul will be completely overwhelmed and maybe even sent to the hospital as Joshua proves once again why he's among the sport's elite.
Whatever happens will be exciting.
Does he have the power to knock out Joshua?
Nah, he hasn't got the power to knock out Joshua.
How does that fight end?
Jake Paul going in an ambulance, bro.
Anthony Joshua's focus is on another level, the kind that separates a true world-class champion from a social media performer. Jake Paul can talk, hype, or try mind games, but none of that matters once the bell rings. Fans clearly see Joshua's unmatched discipline and total commitment to perfection. He's preparing for every scenario, every opening, every trick Paul might try, and that mentality exposes the enormous gap between a seasoned professional and someone who depends on fame more than real boxing skill. When they meet in the ring, Paul won't face a YouTuber he can out-talk, he'll face a nightmare crafted through years of elite training and focus.
I have to do my job. It's the only thing that's in my mind right now, and there's no extra time in boxing. Yeah, so yes, I have to do my job, and that's what I'm just thinking about.
Logan Paul highlights the undeniable truth. Anthony Joshua is a world-class elite athlete built for pure combat. Fans instantly recognize that Jake Paul, no matter how confident or hyped he may seem, has never faced anyone with Joshua's devastating power, sharp precision, or refined skill. This is a fighter who has dominated true heavyweights and carries a natural presence that demands respect the moment he steps into the ring. Every punch he throws is calculated, every movement efficient and dangerous. Meanwhile, Jake's social media fame and flashy persona simply can't replace the years of conditioning and high-level experience Joshua possesses. What fans are witnessing is a clear, overwhelming mismatch in ability, mindset, and athletic mastery, proof that Joshua operates on an entirely different level, both mentally and physically.
Anthony Joshua is a former heavyweight champion who's knocked out heavyweight champions.
Has he ever tried like Ozempic or Mounjaro?
This is a guy who is already perfect.
Okay.
He's perfect.
Okay.
He's like, if you could sculpt like a perfect gladiator human being, it's Anthony Joshua.
Joe Rogan makes it brutally clear Jake Paul is stepping into a fight with an extremely dangerous opponent. Anthony Joshua's one-punch knockout power is legendary, and fans understand exactly what happens when someone underestimates it. Every time Joshua enters the ring, he carries the kind of raw danger that can end a fight instantly. Jake might feel confident, but he has zero experience against a true world-class knockout specialist. This isn't a social media spectacle. It's a real high-stakes test of survival. Fans can already feel that Joshua holds complete control both mentally and physically, while Paul is walking into territory far beyond his abilities.
First fight.
Yeah.
Because Joshua's going to try to make an example out of him, for sure.
And will.
I mean, Anthony Joshua is one of the biggest one-punch KO artists. What he did to Francis Ngannou, good lord.
Yes.
Do you want...
Eddie Hearn makes it absolutely clear how dangerous this matchup truly is, and how reckless it would be for Jake Paul to believe he can handle Anthony Joshua. Fans instantly recognize that Joshua will treat this fight with full professionalism, aiming to end it quickly and decisively. There will be no mercy, no breathing room, and Jake's YouTube fame or bravado won't protect him from the harsh reality of facing a true heavyweight champion. Joshua's mission is simple: dominate completely and leave Paul with nowhere to escape. The difference between Joshua's discipline and Paul's lack of real experience exposes the truth. This won't be a competitive fight. It will be one man imposing total control from start to finish.
A very dangerous night's work, and AJ will be, people say, oh, will he take it easy on it? AJ will be AJ. He don't mess around, he don't play with his food. He'll be going in there looking to take him out as soon as possible.
Dana White makes it obvious that Jake Paul stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua is a disastrous choice. Fans understand that while the matchup brings massive hype and attention, the reality inside the ring is brutally one-sided. Joshua's strength, experience, and refined strategy completely eclipse anything Paul brings, making it almost guaranteed he'll be outclassed. The audience may tune in for drama, but the fight itself will expose the huge gap in skill, conditioning, and preparation. Joshua's dominance is unquestionable, and although Paul might try to entertain, it means nothing against the power, precision, and discipline of a true heavyweight champion. What fans are witnessing is the collision of hype with real elite talent, and only one side survives.
Oh, Jesus. That's a fucking bad idea. That's a bad idea. But let me tell you what, a lot of people watch that one.
Will you watch it?
Sure. You know what everybody's tuning in for on that one. I think everybody's going to get what they've finally been waiting for.
Johnny Nelson exposes the truth behind Jake Paul's career decisions. While Paul may enjoy quick money fighting ex-pros or fading names, stepping in with Anthony Joshua is an entirely different world. Fans can clearly see that Joshua embodies everything Paul cannot buy or fake: elite technique, true heavyweight experience, devastating knockout power, and unshakable mental toughness. Joshua built his legacy through years of discipline and battles against top-level opponents, while Paul relies on hype and confidence. Facing a real heavyweight carries brutal consequences, and Paul is inching towards serious danger. This could easily become the final stunt fight of his career, not from fear, but from the harsh reality of facing a genuine champion like Anthony Joshua. The punishment, the power, the levels are too far apart. Fans already sense what's coming, and the outcome feels inevitable.
Paul himself might be cashing out, because the big purses that he's pulling, fighting these has-beens or ex-fighters, they're dropping slowly but surely. So maybe, just maybe, this might be his last fight, getting in there with Anthony Joshua and getting knocked out.
Duke lays out the harsh truth behind the illusion surrounding this matchup. Fans understand that while the payday might look attractive for Jake Paul, the actual danger is massive. Anthony Joshua isn't stepping in for clout or easy headlines. He's stepping in to dominate, and Paul is entering a world where one clean shot can end everything. The reality for Paul is unforgiving because Joshua's power, precision, and experience exists far beyond anything Paul has ever encountered. Social media hype might boost Paul's popularity, but it becomes useless the moment the bell rings. The risk of a brutal knockout or even hospitalization is very real. The difference between Joshua's elite preparation and Paul's surface level skill set is glaring. This isn't just a fight, it's a reckoning that could permanently expose Paul's limits and remind the world why Anthony Joshua remains one of the most feared and respected heavyweights on the planet.
It'll be the easiest fight of his career. If he wants to get 100 million and not even break sweat, you know, you take the fight. Is it going to enhance his stock as the world's -- contender? Not at all, because nobody's going to take Jake Paul seriously. But on the other hand, I don't even want to play devil's advocate. What if Joshua seriously hurts this guy, and puts this guy in hospital?
Tony Bellew highlights the massive physical and experiential advantage Anthony Joshua holds over Jake Paul. Fans can see the sheer size, strength, and professional mastery gap that exists between them. Joshua is bigger, heavier, and vastly more experienced, which makes every prediction in his favor almost a certainty. Paul may have confidence in social media fame, but stepping into the ring with a heavyweight champion of Joshua's caliber exposes him to serious physical danger. The moment Joshua's gloves touch the canvas, it becomes clear that Paul's bravado will be tested in a way his prior opponents never could. Fans are aware that this fight isn't just about entertainment, it is a true measure of professional skill versus hype, and every punch, every movement will demonstrate why Joshua is in a completely different league. Paul's lack of experience, combined with Joshua's overwhelming power and precision, ensures the fight will be short, brutal, and unforgettable.
Anthony Joshua, who's now 5 inches bigger than you, maybe more, or 4 or 5 inches, and about 100 pounds heavier. You just don't go from there right up to there. I don't believe it. And I won't believe it until the two of them got 10-ounce gloves on in a boxing ring. Because if Anthony Joshua puts 10-ounce gloves on and gets in a boxing ring and Jake Paul is in the other corner, this won't last long.
The build-up to this fight has been nothing short of explosive and chaotic, with Jake Paul's antics, his tears after criticism, and the social media hype reaching a fever pitch, but the reality is that Anthony Joshua stands on an entirely different level. Fans can see Joshua's discipline, power, and ring IQ towering over Paul's flashy confidence and lack of genuine boxing skill. If Anthony Joshua wins, it will reinforce why true experience, preparation, and technique always prevail over hype and social media fame. If Jake Paul somehow shocks the world, it would be a monumental upset, but the odds are overwhelmingly against him because Joshua is mentally stronger, more focused, and built for moments like this. Every expert and former champion has highlighted the massive gap between them, and the audience can feel the tension and anticipation building. Are you backing Anthony Joshua to dominate the ring, or could Jake Paul pull the impossible upset? Drop your thoughts below and join the debate now.